Hey everyone, I'm Ultimate456. You're the Ultimates, and thank you. Thank you so much. This is the 1000 subscriber special with a few more things to come. But thank you. Thank you for getting me to 1000 subscribers. It's a little late. I absolutely know that it's a little late. I'm actually on, as of recording this, 1120, which is just insane. From 1000 to 100, it was the quickest time I had ever got 100 subs. I think I did it in exactly 3 weeks, pretty much exactly 3 weeks. So that's crazy. I can't even thank you so much. Like, I can't thank you enough for doing that. It kind of had an interesting coincidence because it seems like on YouTube, channels that reach 1000 subscribers generally tend to snowball after that. You start seeing a larger subscriber growth, and I guess that's probably like to do with the algorithm. You know, you've reached a milestone, so maybe the algorithm goes, okay, your videos get a little bit more suggested than usual, so therefore you get more viewers, so therefore you get more subscribers. But I had kind of like a double bonus because Bloodborne was one of the PS Plus games in March. So I kind of got this large influx of subscribers, which was just insane. The trend seems to have like been slowly dying off. I'm on 20, and I did it in almost a week. So if I can get to like 33 in a week, then we're still on trend. But regardless, it doesn't matter. It's awesome that I'm like already that much closer to say 2,000 subscribers. And obviously, you know, nowadays 1,000 subscribers is not that much in the grand scheme of things, but you know, with the sort of the culture of YouTube now and how the changes have come into effect, 1,000 is you know, pretty hard. It's almost like it's getting to the point where it's very, very, very difficult to break into YouTube at this point. So I'm glad that I started when I started, and I'm not fussed about the fact that it took me this long to get there. What else? So, well, I'll go back to the YouTube changes in a moment, but obviously there's a big white wall behind me. It's been like that for a long time. Hopefully, if everything goes correctly, the next time I make an update video, there will be stuff on there that you can see. So, yes, hopefully that goes, because I've already made like preparations, I've made orders and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully I'm getting something that will look good, and you know, makes this room a little bit more homey rather than like, I was going to say homicidal, not homicidal. Clinical is the term that they always use on like those renovation shows. And you know why I said homicidal? Not because I'm homicidal, but because I thought of the word, I was trying to think of the word clinical, and that I was like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? But I couldn't think of clinical, so I thought of hospital, and then hospital made me think of homicide because it starts with HO. So there's a little insight into how my brain connects words. Okay, so yeah, a little late on the video. And okay, the YouTube changes. So, I mean, everyone and their mother should know what the YouTube changes are now, but I'll quickly mention it. The new YouTube changes are originally, let's start with the original. Originally, and I wasn't actually aware of this, you needed 10,000 views, total views on your channel in order to monetize your videos. 10,000 views across all your videos. That's pretty good. Like 10,000, it's not that difficult to get. It takes some time, does take some time. It really depends on what you're doing. I mean, YouTube is like, it's one of those platforms where if you have a good idea, you're going to succeed. Almost certainly. You'll always succeed. CinemaSins is the one I always bring up. CinemaSins was like a brand new channel, sort of, I think, in 2012. He had a brilliant idea, and boom, he's got like 5 or 6 million, maybe more subscribers. So it's literally, it's just a good idea. So the original was 10,000 views. Now it's, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months. That's insane. That is insane. To be able to start earning money from YouTube, you need those requirements. That is insane. If that was a requirement when I started, I don't want to say that I would have given up a long time ago, because I try not to. Like, you know, my life is all about like constantly not giving up, you know, and trying to push myself more and more and more so I can accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish. But that level of dedication, like, for someone starting a YouTube channel in this day and age, you'll need a lot more than what I had. You know, you'll need marketing, you'll need to promote your channel like crazy to get anywhere near 1,000 subscribers in a short enough period of time so that it's worthwhile. For me, the 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months is very easy because my videos are long form. So I have 4,000 hours of watch time in the past like 3 months essentially. So that one was easy. But the 1,000 subscribers, let me quickly explain. They gave us a grace period after they announced the new changes. The grace period was until February 20th. I think they announced it January 20th. And they said, here's a month. If you can get to 1,000 subscribers before February 20th, you will keep your monetization and everything that you have, right? Basically nothing will change. If you do not get to 1,000 subscribers, or you do not have 1,000 subscribers, you'll be removed from the YouTube partner program. And then once you reach 1,000 subscribers, you will have to reapply to be part of the partner program. Now, here's the thing. On February 20th, it was actually February 21st for Australia because we're a little bit ahead in times. In time, I should say. I got to 960, so I was pretty close. I had a thought to make a video. I was like, get people to subscribe so I could just reach it because, you know, there might be this issue with like reapplying. Maybe I can't get it or whatever. I didn't do it because I was like, you know what, just let it be. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Let it be. But now things have changed a little bit. I did get to 1,000 subscribers on March 12th, so it took me, if they had given us 2 months of grace period, I would have got it. I got there on March 12th, and I reapplied, and it said, keep an eye on your email. We'll get back to you usually within a week. And if not, we will clear the backlog by the end of April. I reapplied on March 12th, and they still haven't got back to me. I'm recording this on April 7th. So in a few days, it'll be a month since I reapplied to get my monetization back. And not only that, but essentially the bulk of my views, like the amount of views that I've obtained in these past month or 2 months is crazy compared to like the rest of my time. So it's frustrating to miss out on all this potential revenue, and I know I'm not going to get it. You know, like when I get the partner program, I'll get everything from then on, but I will miss out on everything before. And so that kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of like, essentially it's another obstacle in life. You know, it's not one that you should have to deal with necessarily, but it is just another obstacle in life that you have to get over. And I'm trying my hardest to get over it. Thanks, YouTube. I don't know. Nothing much more to say on that one. Okay, so I've got like, if you see my eyes like moving left and right, it's because I got a nice list here of what I want to talk about, and I've just written it. I tried to keep it in a good order, but I've just realized it makes more sense to talk about one of these last things here before I continue to the next thing. So, Dark Souls 2 will finish on episode 147. That should be about April 10th. It might be... Yeah, it'll be April 10th for most of you. Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It'll be like April 10, 9, 11. One of those, right? The next episode, the video after that will be this video, so that you're watching now. And then for the following... I think it'll be 10 days, I'm not 100% sure. For the following 10 days, I have my 1,000 subscriber special, which is what, like, this is sort of the intro video with a little bit of an update. And then the 1,000 subscriber special, what I've done is I actually took a request from a viewer who mentioned this to me quite a while ago. I think I was on like 600, 700 subs or something. And he suggested, go over your trophy list. So on PlayStation 4, obviously I have my trophy list, where I've got quite a lot of trophies, and he said go over your trophy list. So I did, and I went over it very, very thoroughly. Well, pretty thoroughly. I created 10 30-minute episodes of me effectively just talking about my trophies, and giving you like little anecdotes about the games and about the trophies themselves, telling you what I thought about all the games, you know, giving you recommendations, telling you maybe games to stay away from. There wasn't necessarily too many games that I played that I was like, you know, stay away from this game or whatever, but it was more just like something fun to do that you guys can take advantage of And if you're stuck on what to play and you haven't played something that I mentioned, you can play that. So for the following 10 days after that, that's what the content is going to be on this channel. After that, it'll be around April 20th, April 21st, if all goes well, because I've had a little trouble this week, and I'll get into that in a little bit, just in a sec. If all goes well, the next game, if you haven't heard, is going to be The Evil Within, the first one, The Evil Within 1. The reason it's the first one is because I missed The Evil Within. I didn't realize, what was the reason? I can't remember what the reason I missed out on the game was, but it was in 2014. I was playing, 2014 was literally a year where I went to work 14 hours a week and came home and played video games, and then I ate, and then I went to sleep, and I did that for an entire year. And I tried to complete my PS Plus titles for the entire year, and I got pretty close. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I got pretty close. I missed out on 8 games. I might have actually mentioned this in the 1,000 subscriber special in one of the episodes, but I missed out on basically 8 games. I got pretty much every single game that you could get on the PS Plus thing, and I didn't finish 8 games. So for whatever reason, I didn't get The Evil Within. I don't know. It just kind of I missed it, and then I forgot about it, and then I remember why I remembered. It was because there was a Halloween sale on last year, and there was a whole bunch of it was the best sale I'd ever seen. It was a whole bunch of Resident Evil games, Silent Hill games, Outlast, all horror games. Outlast 1, Outlast 2, The Evil Within. The Evil Within 2 wasn't on there because it was just coming out, so they weren't going to reduce the price massively. But The Evil Within 1 was there. What else? Yeah, that's basically it's Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Outlast, and Evil Within. So I was The Evil Within, let's give it a shot. People were saying 8.5, 9 out of 10. I'm well, it must be pretty damn good, and I want to play it because I definitely remember, not vividly, but vaguely, I remember seeing the trailer, what it was like, and I was okay, this looks like fun, and I remembered it, I was oh yeah, this game would be really good. So I tried, and it's a fantastic game. I'm going to tell you right now, 9 to 9.5 out of 10 from me. I'll go into more detail, obviously, as to why that is when we get into the playthrough. But definitely an absolutely amazing game, an amazing experience. Hopefully, if everything goes right, I'm going to absolutely try my best to get the audio right and structure the playthrough in such a way that it's fun to watch, it's fun to follow along, and entertaining. So this will be my let's call it Magnum Opus 2. Let's say Bloodborne wasn't a perfect guide. I made a mistake, but I think a lot of people really think that is the main one that they watch my channel for, especially and Dark Souls, the Souls series. People love to see the Souls series. I think Bloodborne was very good. I think it could still be improved massively, and essentially that's what I'm hoping to do with The Evil Within. I'm hoping to get the audio right, my commentary right, the gameplay right, and so obviously there's a lot of pressure to get this right, and I'm hoping that I can pull it off. So if you don't see it, for example, if you don't see it on April 20th or April 21st, don't panic. If I miss a day or two, don't panic. I don't think I will, but don't panic. I'm just working on it. I've still got quite a lot of work to do on it. I think I could do the first playthrough if I had to right now, but there's still a lot of work to do on it, and I'm thinking, because I'm probably going to be doing the DLC as well, I kind of want to know what the full story is behind the game before actually making the first episode, because essentially my idea is I'm not going to talk about the story in the first playthrough. I'm kind of just going to let it play out. I'll mention a few things here and there, but I won't give you any information that you don't already have from watching it. I'll kind of try and point out little bits of information that you might of what the game's trying to tell you, and then on the second playthrough we'll have a look at it more, and we have to do a third playthrough because one is you have to finish the game without upgrading, the second one is you have to beat it on speedrun mode, and 3 you have to beat it on Akumu mode, which is crazy hard. So I'm working on those at the moment, but yeah, Evil Within is what I hope to do next. Okay, also towards the end of April, God of War is coming out. I'd love to do another blind playthrough. of like God of War, for example. If you don't know, the reason I chose certain games to be blind is because, how can I put it? Like, I was never going to make a Bloodborne, a Dark Souls, either within, because of its difficulty. I realized, and like all the amount of stuff that you have to do, I realized it's a much better playthrough to do as a prepared playthrough. But something like Horizon Zero Dawn, or what else have I done? Tomb Raider, potentially God of War. I don't expect the combat system, and usually it revolves around the combat system. I don't expect the combat system and therefore the gameplay to be so difficult that I can't do it on my first go. Like, the one that I made the mistake on was Super Time Force Ultra. I did the first 2 episodes blind, and then I realized this is going to take me a while to learn how to play. So I did a bit more off screen, and then I kind of turned it into a prepared platinum playthrough, and that I think turned out a lot better eventually. So yeah, the blind playthroughs are mostly gone. It depends on, how the future goes, and, if I can essentially make this my full-time job, which for the most part is what I want. But again, I'll get into that later on. So yeah, we'll see how that happens. Also, Dark Souls Remastered is coming on the 24th of May, so I'll be starting like the preparations for that as quick as possible. I've seen a little bit. I actually saw a video from I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Vati Vidya. So people have mentioned him to me. I've known about his channel. I've never really watched him. I didn't realize he was Australian, and he's like he's like a posh Australian. Like, his accent is so, like, maybe there's some British heritage or something there, because his accent and the way he speaks is even more like eloquent than I speak. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm super eloquent, but I try and, have some level of decorum. There you go, eloquence, poshness in how I speak. But he's like, and this, went like that way, and then we turned here, and look at the leaves, and like, it's so, you know what I mean? It's like, but like, praise to him, man. He's got like over 1 million subs. That's insane. And it was funny, I heard him saying, like, because I was watching the Dark Souls Remastered, like, him talking about what the changes were, and he was like, oh, I've almost got my internet, and I'm gonna do a stream, like probably a private stream for a few of my Patreon supporters, because like, I think it would like kill me to go on stream and have like 100,000 people watching me, because there are a lot of you, and it would be overwhelming. And I was like, Australia, Australian internet, like, he's only getting the ability to stream now. So, it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay. Last year I made a decision. I was struggling with my retail job quite a lot. I got a new position in the retail job that required me to be there for 30 hours a week. Which was fine. It was 8 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was given a position. I did that for 5 weeks. Then I was offered essentially a full-time role, but on a limited tenure contract. I had to be there for 40 hours a week. Originally, it was given to me as a 30-hour week. When I went to sign it, the manager just told me, here's 40 hours. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was frustrating, because I was like, the 30 hours was really good because I was getting paid a decent amount of money. Then I could come home, work on YouTube. But then it was 40 hours. So essentially, I was getting paid 35. I had 5 hours a week that I was wasting at work on my hour break, just not really doing anything. I mean, yeah, I did try and take advantage of the time in smart ways, but for the most part, it was like effectively a waste of time. But I did socialize with some people, so maybe not so much a waste of time. I have trouble socializing sometimes. I'm a very introverted extrovert and an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. Anyway, so that continued for a very long time. Now, I struggled really, really badly with the job. I thought it was way too much for one person. I had a lot of stress because I'm such a perfectionist, and I was essentially trying to do everything perfect, and I just couldn't keep up with it. And so that was when I was like, you know what, I want to take a break. Like, I've worked there for 5 years plus, and I've never had a break. And even though I'm effectively a casual, so, like when I was doing my 14-hour weeks, it was still, when I got to the 40-hour weeks, I felt more entitled to a break. So I wanted a break, but I couldn't take a break at the end of the year because it was Christmas, and that's the worst time for retail, and they needed me and whatever. So I then came up with an idea, and I was like, I will take my break next year. However, Australian summer is in the beginning of the year. Now, it's the 7th of April. It is still hot, and it's going to be hot for the rest of April, probably. My hope is that when we get to May, the temperature will finally come down. Now, the reason I'm talking about the temperature is because when I record, I tend to, I don't want to leave the aircon on and I don't want to use it too much because it does use up a lot of electricity, and I'm not the only one living here, so it's not my decision to always have it on. So I was hoping that the cool weather, like cold weather, makes it perfect gaming weather. Like wrapping yourself up in like a blanket and playing video games at like 8 o'clock at night is like, that's heaven to me. So I waited and I waited, and I've made the decision. I'm going to take a bit of leave from my work because I'm casual. I'm not going to be paid, so it's going to be unpaid leave. But that's okay, because I want to spend that time working on the channel. I want to try and elevate the channel and try and get it to the next level. Try and make this a little bit more, I hate to use the word professional, but effectively professional. I don't know how you can sort of explain it. But I want to try and elevate the channel a little bit more. I want to try and focus on the little things that I'm missing, to make sure that the quality is higher so that more people can watch and more subscribers can come in quicker, and hopefully one day maybe I can make this my job. I don't know. My head's been all over the place the past week. So I guess I'll leave it at that. My intention for May, because it is going to be 5 weeks, I was essentially going to take 4 weeks, but May starts technically on April 30th. There's a Monday that's April 30th. And then it goes from there. So it's April 30th to May 7th, May 14th, May 21st, May 28th, and then I return to work on June 4th. That is 5 weeks. 5 weeks is a long time to be focusing on the channel. My intention was to do the game Neo. If there was ever a time to do Neo, it would be then. However, I've been thinking about it more, and the undertaking is immense. Neo is a huge game. To 100% it is insane. So I can't say with 100% certainty that I'm going to be doing it. I don't know. I have to, I think, look into it a little bit more, do a bit more research to see if I actually really want to do it. I love the game. The game is fantastic, but getting the platinum and getting the 100% is insanity. It will take a very, very long time. So, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that's what's going to happen. And even if I do, I'd have to be done by like the 24th of May, because then that's when Dark Souls Remastered comes out. So... and then I'll have to start that. So Dark Souls Remastered, it will give me about 10-ish days to kind of wait 6. So June, 31 days? I don't even know. Anyway, wait. February, March, April, May. May has 31 days. So it'll give me 7 plus 4. Oh, so it gives me 10 days from when Dark Souls Remastered comes out to work on Dark Souls Remastered. So I don't know if I can finish it in that time. I don't think so. I might be able to finish the preparations and then get the recording done when I go back to work, or when I'm off work but still working. So I don't know. Things are going to be crazy. I hope everything goes well. I'm trying to make a lot of plans in the next coming weeks, because I've got 3 more weeks of work left before I do that. And yeah. So yeah, I'll quickly talk about what I was saying before. During this past week, I've had a lot of trouble playing games. I've been quite burnt out, and it keeps creeping up on me, and I keep thinking is this what I'm meant to do? Am I doing the right thing? You've always if there was ever one thing, ever since my early 20s, everything that I've ever heard is find if you do something you love every day, you'll never work a day in your life. And then Rhett and Link at their, I think it's called the Commencement Speech or something. Yeah, I think it's the Commencement Speech. They said to a whole bunch of 17, 18-year-olds who were graduating, they said, instead of looking something that's going to pay you looking for a job that's going to pay you a lot of money, find something that you like to do and figure out a way to get paid for it. And this is exactly what I love to do. But the problem is I love gaming so much that even when I'm not doing this as a job, I'd be doing this for fun. And so it would just be gaming upon gaming upon gaming upon gaming, and you do get burnt out. Even I get burnt out, and I love video games. And you'll see what I mean if you watch the next 10 episodes of the thing that I made, you will see how much I love gaming and how many games I have played just on PlayStation 3 and 4, not even 2, 1, the games I've played on Xbox. Like, I've played a lot of games and I love gaming absolutely 100%. So I have been getting burnt out, but this happened sort of on Thursday last week. It's now Saturday this week. I'm feeling a lot more confident, as you can see, like, you know, even just the way I'm talking about it and the way my brain chemicals are working right now, if that makes it, you know, the serotonin, the dopamine, the oxytocin, and the cortisol. Yes, I remembered all of them. Even the way that stuff's working, like, I feel like it's just a matter of balance. I think all I need to do is figure out a balance. And that is another thing that I want to do in this month of May. It cannot be every single day, play to work. I have to take breaks and I have to rest. And I have to walk around the park or walk around the block or do something, you know, other than gaming so that I can balance it. So if I can get that right, because it's going to take a lot of self-discipline, if I can get that right, then I think I'll be more confident to be able to proceed with this as a potential, you know, career going up. Yeah, so that's basically what's been happening. But as you can tell, like, I'm pretty okay right now, and I'm gonna take advantage of this and try and do as much work as I possibly can today and tomorrow, and for the rest of the time that comes. All right, so what else? I'm pretty excited for Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy. It was just announced kind of like yesterday or the day before. I love Spyro, probably even more than Crash Bandicoot. Spyro is so fun, and I can't wait to play it again. I don't know if I'll play it for the channel, but it's something that I love, and I hope there's something like new in it while still remaining the same old Spyro. I was watching the video clip, and if anyone noticed, there's a section where like Spyro seems to like bounce. He's going from like left to right, and it's almost like a 2D thing, and he bounces, but it's funny because it goes like, I'm pretty sure it's at the moment that goes like same slick moves or same old moves, and then he does the bounce, and I'm like, that's a different move. That wasn't in the game, at least not that I remember. He seemed like it wasn't just like a jump. It was like a jump down and then jump. You know, he kind of like had a bit more gravity, almost like pushed him down quicker for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. That's something I noticed. I also am super excited for SpiderMan in September. Like, both Spyro and SpiderMan are coming out in September. That's crazy. The month of S. Also, I have been in my spare time, like when I say spare time, like generally when I'm eating and stuff, I've been watching my Tales of Symphonia guide, trying to make titles and descriptions. And it's fun. Like, I actually really like watching it. It's very difficult. It is actually quite difficult to, especially titles, because you want to come up with something clever, like a title maybe that has a double meaning. You don't necessarily always want like, this is where I am, and now this is where I am, and this is where I am, and this is now where I am, you know. So I'm trying to have a little bit more fun with that one. And I have to quickly apologize for the terrible audio. I think it's only up to episode 18. I'm only up to like 15 or 16, but I think it's up to episode 18, and the battles in the game were so loud and the sound effects were so loud, and I didn't realize all I had to do was go into the sound effects of the game and lower them instead of lowering the game. I'm stupid because of that, and I'm so sorry for that. But no, I think the rest of the playthrough is good, and it's just that one that's kind of like those several episodes where like I'm listening to myself talk and I'm like, I can't hear what I'm saying, and I'm just like, idiot, why did you do that? So yeah, apologize for that. And that's what I'm trying to improve upon. That's like it's a small, but it's a big thing. So that's what I'm trying to improve upon. What else? Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much done. The only other thing to mention is I have Twitter. I don't really use it that much, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, I think if I get more followers, I feel like I'll use it more. So like I'll update you guys on small stuff that's been happening, or you know, if my mind changes, or if you know something's altered. Like, for example, if I don't end up getting episode 1 of The Evil Within ready by April 20th, I'll go like, hey guys, Evil Within will be delayed by 1 day, like tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow. Sorry about the delay or something. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to. Like I said, I don't use it that much, but hopefully if I get more followers, I might use it more, because it is actually quite a useful tool. I have found myself in the past like few months, I'm like, oh, I wish I could find a way to tell everyone that, but without having to make a video about it. So meh. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I'm looking through my list. I got through everything and I did it in just over 30 minutes. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this video, you know, gives you some hope. I hope this video gives you some happiness. I hope you're all doing well. Absolutely, I can't like wish that upon all of you guys enough. I really, really hope you're doing well, because you know nowadays things like depression and you know feeling burnt out and feeling down are very, very, very common. I mean, not necessarily that they weren't common before. None of us really know. I mean, most of my viewers are between the ages of like 15 and 30, 15 and 40 or something like that. So, I mean, I guess the 30 and 40-year-olds, you guys might know a little bit more, but you're not like 60, 70, 80. You won't know what happened back in like the 20s or something. Like, how much depression, there was literally a moment in time called the Great Depression. So, you know, but yeah, definitely with instant gratification and the ability to get what you want all the time without like pretty much any time wasted, can sometimes be a bad thing. So technology is good and I don't think it's to blame. I think it's just the moderation that we input upon it, and yeah, that's really important. So that's why I hope that a lot of you are going through good times, and I hope the good times keep rolling. That's the song lyric, right? Hope that good times, let the good times roll. I don't know who sung it, but I remember let the good times roll. Elvis, maybe? I don't know. All right, and on Elvis Presley, I will leave you. Thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. I hope to have this video plus the first part of, I called it prattling about platinums because that's pretty much what it was. It was very like off the cuff. It wasn't like, sometimes I had an intro, sometimes I didn't have an intro. So, you know, make of that what you will. But yeah, I hope to have this video and that video up on the same day, and then one video per day from that point on, finishing with The Evil Within. So I've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, so thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.